Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Happy Thursday to you. Today is July the 17th. This is Acadiana Weather Today, a short morning chat on your upcoming weather conditions and how they're going to affect your day. That tropical moisture is starting to move in, and a flood watch is kicking in this morning and will stick around through the mid part of the weekend. So some heavy downpours are going to be possible over the next several days, with possibly several inches of rain. So we're going to talk more about some of those rainfall totals and if there's any possibility that 93L has any chance for any tropical development. But first, I want to take a look at the sky cam, and for the most part, we're socked in with the cloud cover. Had a little bit of drizzle here on the weather patio during the early part of the morning, but for the most part, it looks like the heavier amounts of rain and the more widespread rains are off to our east and southeast. But that doesn't mean that that's not going to move in for some part of the morning commute. So do allow yourself a few extra minutes to get to work this time around, as the roadways will be wet, and I expect more widespread rain a little bit later on in the day. And the temperatures are staying in the 70s to near 80 degrees. It does have a very tropical, moist feel out here. And as far as the skies, you can see that moisture is continuing to build off toward the west with showers and thunderstorms. A lot of those that are in the offshore waters right now, but more of that is going to start to pull in here as we go into the afternoon. Meanwhile, looking at the possibilities of any development of 93L, it looks like it's really running out of time, and even the National Hurricane Center dropping the chances for development. But as we look at the Gulf satellite loop, you can see there's quite a bit of moisture moving off to the west. The circulation, or the low pressure center, is there just in the offshore waters south of Mobile, maybe perhaps south of Biloxi, and is pushing off toward the west and will move inland here over southeastern portions of Louisiana over the next several hours. But then as that low traverses westward, kind of along the coast, South Louisiana coast, and then starts to turn more northwestward, we're going to see better coverage of rain, not just here in Acadiana, but pretty much all over southeastern and southwestern Louisiana as well. Heavier downpours so far have been over toward the Baton Rouge area and then eastward over toward New Orleans. But as far as its current position, there it is right there along the northern Gulf Coast, and the forecast track drags it off toward the west, but very slowly. And again, even though this isn't expected to become a full-fledged tropical system, the impacts are going to be about the same when it comes to the heavy rainfall that's going to be out there. So there are a look at some of the rainfall totals forecast from the National Weather Service over in Lake Charles at their office, which has remained fairly unchanged, with about 4 to 6 inches of rain possible from Lafayette down to Morgan City. And there are indications that there could be possibly more in some cases, especially down Iberia, St. Martin, St. Mary, Lower St. Martin, and then eastward over toward Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes. And the expected rainfall, according to this particular model, one of the higher resolution models, showing some areas going north of 4 or 5 inches there over southeastern Louisiana. So at this point, it looks like the North Shore, Baton Rouge area, eastern parts of Acadiana, and coastal areas around Vermilion Bay and Terrebonne Bay have the best chances for some of that heavy rain. But a flood watch is in effect for the entire region, with the exception of central Louisiana this time around. So the upper level pattern, still a pretty good ridge off toward the east, and that trough at the surface with a ridge of high pressure off toward the west. So everything's going to kind of run in tandem off toward the west. Gradually, that ridge that's over the Tennessee Valley is going to push off to the east, which would allow our 93L, or this low pressure area, to kind of pull toward the northwest. But the flow is going to be very slow, and that's why the flood watches are posted, because we could see a full day's worth of rain today and a full day's worth of rain on Friday, and then things will start to taper off a little bit. But you see, there are going to be some heavy downpours out there between today, tonight, and again for tomorrow, and temperatures are going to be running into the upper 80s to close to 90 out toward the west, and nighttime temperatures will be dropping back into the upper 70s. Meanwhile, boating, not going to be a great day because of the rain, but the winds really aren't going to be as big of an effect as what we would normally see with a tropical system. And the rest of the tropical Atlantic and the Caribbean is very quiet right now. We're not expecting any other development here over the next week or so, but of course we'll discuss everything with 93L, rainfall amounts, any watches or warnings that are out there, and we'll peek out in the Atlantic and look ahead in the next couple of weeks to see if there's anything else that we need to be concerned with. That'll be on Let's Talk Tropics. That's live today at noon right here on Acadiana Weather Today. So 88 is going to be your high today with mostly cloudy skies, showers and thunderstorms likely. Some heavy rain could be possible, and the flood watch is kicking in this morning. Overnight, rain likely. Some could be heavy as temperatures drop into the upper 70s. Rain continues on Friday with a high near 86. Again, some heavy downpours will be possible. And then as we go into Saturday, I think the rains will become more scattered with highs around 89. And by Sunday, we should be able to see some peaks of sunshine with some isolated thunderstorms and temperatures getting back into the 90s. And I think next week is going to be very hot as an upper ridge is going to be settling in. That should suppress some of the chances for rain. Well, I hope you enjoy Acadiana Weather Today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. Remember, you can hear my forecast daily on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. Also, follow my social media pages for any updates in between, whether it be radar or flood warnings or any updates on any tropical weather that's moving in our direction. You can see that on Facebook and X. And of course, thanks to everyone, including my new subscribers right here on Acadiana Weather Today. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Hope to see you live at noon for Let's Talk Tropics. If not, I'll see you on Friday. Have a great day.